Hi, Oddcore. Dang, that was fast as hell. All right, yo, it's your boy Yoshi Kid Neo, and we are back. The World of Boridil, the Ruination of Boridil, and Oscar is going to be my co-DM. Oscar, say hi. Say hello. Oh, shit. Anyway, today should be pretty fun. I try to keep sessions where we don't have everybody, more roleplay heavy, because I don't want to take control of their character. And most of the time, the other characters don't even want to control that character either. So it makes it kind of tough in terms of trying to run the session if there is a combat. But we'll see. Hopefully the party, I'm going to make them do some like survival shit, which actually I need to go looking into my rules and stuff like that. But nonetheless, it'll be a good time. It always is a good time. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and get into it.
I eat the same thing all week and then I get sick of it. So
yeah, that's what I'm
I'm trying
to
to like
break that habit,
expand and still be keto friendly. So
I still remember when I did that water fast. That shit was shit.
What? 2 days?
That was awful. What is that?
No, it was a week. Quit lying.
I'm just going by what we heard your brother saying.
No, y'all see what
It was a week.
Hold on, you have to explain this to me because that doesn't sound healthy.
It's like yeah, you like have to drink like nothing but distilled water for however long you're trying to do it, and like pretty much it forces your body into like a state where it like just eats at the fat that's already in your body.
Where it's trying to kill itself.
Yeah, I was trying to say, I could have sworn
To sustain
water is not good.
That's not good for you. That's not good at all.
Yeah, it was like because from what it was saying was you have to like drink something that doesn't activate your digestive system.
Like, could you not even have like Gatorade so you could get those electrolytes back in your body or anything?
And like apparently what was supposed to happen was it pretty much just puts your body into like an overdrive, and like it starts feeding, like to get your energy, it like starts burning the fat to get your energy. Pretty much.
Interesting.
And it was working.
Keto,
I had more energy.
Keto does that, but you still get to eat food.
Right. And like I feel like it definitely hurt me the most because like I was doing it. I decided to do it when I was like working overnight, and like it said like the guide was saying like, yeah, you're supposed to like, if your body is sleepy, let your body sleep, and I wasn't able to do any of that. So that's what made like me fail for the most part of trying to do it. Otherwise I was doing okay. I just wasn't getting enough rest. but like when I got off it and like transitioned to like eating and everything again, I had so much more energy and I felt amazing.
I have a lot of energy when I'm actually doing keto.
Carbs.
And I sleep better.
Yeah, that
I can agree with that because carbs suck dick. They're delicious.
Carbs are the worst.
They're wonderful.
But they're amazing.
They whoop your ass.
Yeah, I have way more energy when I'm on keto.
All right. Well, I don't think Jeff is joining us. I'm pretty sure he's driving right now. So, last we left our heroes, or party members rather, because I don't know if I don't know how many heroics we've actually really done. But anyway.
Hey, man,
what had happened
That's
was...
what happens when you kill off Castiel.
That's true.
He was the only hero, really.
The legit good boy.
Hey, Thorpe does good shit.
When it's like supports him.
Exactly.
Pretty sure that's the definition
when it's for his
of chaotic.
own good. I think that's definitely not the definition of a hero.
He does heroic things when it counts.
So anyway,
Okay.
last time we left off, you guys had just fought off the trio of Kasuth. 3 well-armed and well-equipped followers of Kasuth, and from what you've gathered, mage hunters, at least mages that are currently being hunted by the Inquisition. But after defeating one of them, the other 2 still being relatively healthy, the scales were looked to be not very much in your favor at all. Especially with Trina and Lloyd having Dimension Door out of the area completely. Even though Dr. Thorpe was able to bring in a Bone Devil for some really good, healthy backup. But luckily, a hooded figure had come to your rescue, who would be later known as Rixa. Rixa, from what he discussed with you all inside of your minds, was a former elder of Lloyd's, wherever the fuck Lloyd came from. That much is still unclear to the rest of the party. But he was a former elder, and something happened between him and the others where they decided to turn on him and try to get rid of him for good. But he was able to survive, and he has been spending his time plotting and gathering information on how he can either take down the elders that betrayed him, or to possibly make something better than what they had originally sought out to do. And he told Lloyd that he would need his help, that Lloyd was the key, and it has something to do with the fact that Lloyd is a test tube baby or something like that. But anyway, jokes aside, Lloyd is the key to this all working. And it's because of something that the elders can't control when it comes to Lloyd. So he has asked for Lloyd's assistance, and Lloyd has agreed. He's just not exactly sure what it is that he could possibly do. And without giving any type of guidance except for continue looking for these stones, because the stones may hold the answers, Rixa then gives you all the option to teleport just about anywhere on this continent, including the islands nearby. And since no one really had any specific locations that they wanted to go except for Jim, you guys allowed him to pick. And he picked no other than the large island off the coast of the region that you guys were at, of the Thurian Empire. A location that Rixa was not very familiar with, as he has only known it via maps. But he attempted to teleport you to the settlement that he knew about, but he missed. And you guys popped into the middle of this random, luscious sort of jungle, foresty area. And it was towards the end of the day as well, so the light was starting to fade. And as you guys were looking around, you ended up watching as Jim used some of his new abilities. And he was able to speak with nature itself in the form of these tiny little dinosaur-looking creatures, which, let's see, let me bring us to the world map. I think I have them. Nope, I took them away. Let me bring back the Jaggies. Here they are. These little dudes right here. Look at those little dudes. Anyway, the Jaggies came up and they were searching for food when they had found you guys. So they came in and you guys offered them up some of the grub after cooking it. But while this was all happening, Lloyd finished making preparations for your camp in the form of the tiny hut. A very nice, safe, secure location, especially because it wasn't only the Jaggies that were hunting that night, but a large wyvern, very large, larger than any wyvern that any of you may have ever seen. But it had spit a fireball at your tiny hut or at your encampment as a whole, aiming for Jim, but he had narrowly escaped it, getting into the hut, and as it rose into the air under the cover of night, you guys knew that you were no longer in a very safe and sort of, I guess, civilized location. This place is definitely wild, and it is ruled by the creatures that inhabit it. So after getting a little bit of food, even though it was slightly burnt, except for the stuff that Thorpe had gotten beforehand, I think it was the Bone Devil that had actually skewered a fox creature of the Fae, known as the Foxen, and had given it to you guys to sort of sustain yourself through the night. But the next morning you woke up and the Jaggy had come back, hoping that they would be able to get some more food from you guys. And as Jimothy was communing with them and talking, all of a sudden they perked up and started to run, and they said to follow them. So you guys ran following them, and you could tell that based on the way that they were moving, you guys were probably being hunted by something. And after you got to a sort of clearing inside of the woods, they had dipped into a burrowed cave, their home. And obviously they had invited you in, but you're still not completely sure what their intentions are. Maybe there's something bigger down there that could be wanting to eat you as well. But after a pretty, what was it, acrobatics I made you guys do? After you guys had made a series of rolls based on who the slowest was, to get inside of the cave first, because you could hear trees being essentially knocked over and large footsteps gaining on your location. It was between Dr. Thorpe and Lloyd. And Dr. Thorpe had used his advantage of pushing Lloyd out of the way in order for him to take the hit of this large wyvern creature. We will show you a picture again that came out of the woods and attempted to attack Lloyd, but he used one of his abilities.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Okay. He used an ability that forced the creature to instead attack Thorpe as the intended target. And even though we all thought that Thorpe had wasted a charge of his cloak that he was just given from the Bone Devil, it actually came in handy and caused the creature to attack one of the mirror images instead of Thorpe. And after you guys all slid to the bottom of this burrow, the creature had spit another fireball at the entrance, which it let off an immense heat, but you guys were far enough away from the blast radius to not have to worry about anything, and you could hear the creature fly off into the distance and start hunting elsewhere. It wasn't until a few moments afterwards that a smaller creature had come sniffing you guys out, and with them they brought a larger creature known as the Great Eater from the Jaggy, and they waited for you guys to leave the burrow. They didn't seem like they were ever going to leave, and with the help of Thorpe's fear spell, he was able to put the fear into these creatures and force them to flee, giving you guys full reign on the location currently for now. And that is where we will begin tonight's session. What were you going to say, Gerald?
You're good. Don't worry about it.
Alright. It is currently 10-ish a.m. So, what would the party like to do?
I would like to like look around, see if there's like anything inside the cave that I should take notice to. Like roll
All right.
perception on that.
Yeah, go ahead. And no, the map should not be a yield sign with an exclamation. Does anyone else see that? Or just Kirsten? Because I've got the actual map. Which might mean that it's just not loading for you.
Yeah, I'll reload.
So as you look around, besides noting the amount of little baby jaggies that are inhabiting the cave, you can see a lot of different like bones that are scattered throughout the cave. And as you go to look at them, you can't make heads or tails of what type of creatures these are. But most of them seem to be fairly small creatures, maybe a couple medium-sized creatures, but based on this, you know that maybe within the food chain, these go after smaller prey that are less of a threat.
Okay. Okay. I just guess I continue like looking around, seeing if there's any points of interest besides the exit.
No, the only noticeable entrance and exit is the one that you came through.
Okay. Well then, it's looking like there's only one way in and one way out. What do the rest of you want to do?
Well, we can either stay here and cuddle with our buddies, or we can leave.
Do you think it's clear?
No.
I will say it's probably clear for now, but I'm sure whatever threats are out there will eventually come back around here.
Are the little dinosaurs still here?
They
Or
are.
have they walked off? Okay. Never mind.
Well. Hey, Lloyd, do you want to send your familiar out?
I guess I can do that.
It is dark in here, right?
Yeah, I mean, the light illuminates the tunnel, so like there are spots where it is a little too dark for those without dark vision to see anything, but if you have dark vision, you can pretty much see everything on like the
Yeah, I
sides
wanted
of
to
it.
know what was going on or what's around because I have dark vision.
Okay, go ahead and roll perception. But Lloyd sits down and he calls Frederick from his pocket dimension, and you watch as his eyes roll into the back of his head as Frederick takes flight. I will have Frederick roll a perception check as he flies outside.
It's quite the terrain type on this tiny little island. Intense.
Isn't it neat? I'll probably at some point in time maybe go through it and like spice it up a little bit in terms of like the island edges and stuff, but
No, it looks good. I'm just saying, like, we got like all 4 seasons up in this bitch.
True. So
That is my sauna.
Kai, as you are looking around, you see much of the same that Dr. Thorpe did, with the exception of something catches your eye inside of the nest that the little juvenile jaggies are currently all huddled together to sort of combine their body heat. And there's a small glint, something shiny inside of the nest.
Fine.
I'm gonna walk towards it.
Okay. As you do, all the baby jaggies kind of look up in unison at you at the exact same time, and the larger jaggies kind of, as you get closer and closer, they kind of step in the way and like do a little bark at you. And they just sort of tilt their heads and like they're essentially sizing you up, trying to figure out what it is that you're trying to do.
I'm gonna point towards the glint, and like let them know that I'm trying to get that.
Okay,
And
so you
just
point
be like,
towards
no
it,
worries.
and the two large ones look at it, and then they step in front of you and like sort of snap at you a little bit. Rah, rah.
I kind of like circle around it, like
What
just
you
see if they
doing,
follow me.
Kai?
Hmm. I saw something here.
Do I
And
still
as
have
you-
the speak up?
I think it ended. I remember you having to
yeah,
talk
it's
to
hard to
them
remember.
normally. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's ended. But as you circle around to try to get a different way, one of them counters going the opposite way and gets in front of you, and the other one stands on top of it. And they definitely don't seem like they want to give up whatever this shiny object is.
I would assume I noticed this going on now.
Yeah.
Okay.
All of you notice Kai is doing something near the nest, and you can see and hear the sort of defensive maneuvers of the sort of, I guess, teenage Jaggy.
Hey, do you want to try giving him some food?
I look towards. Do you have any?
He got this pig.
Well, the only food that I had was what they already eat.
Is the pig gone?
I don't think you guys ate the whole thing just yet.
No, because I
But-
know that they took it. I just didn't know if they had ate it all.
No, last time I cut up all the pieces, and then I was like going to save some pieces, but like, no, it's no sense, and I was keeping it. And then I was like, oh well, fine. And I just threw them down, and they started munching on it.
Yeah, they've been eating it.
Is there any way we can get some of that over here?
Do you want me to try and talk to them?
You can.
Okay. So while he's getting his ritual spell prepared, which takes 10 minutes, Frederick's gone for probably, I'd say, maybe a minute or so before he swoops back in, and Lloyd stands up. Well, Frederick didn't really see anything. Obviously, there's tiny creatures. He did follow the trail of those creatures that were at the cave entrance, but it goes very, very far, so I had him come back. I think it's safe for us to move, but I don't know for how long.
Noted.
Well,
Very
we're
well.
gonna- we better get going.
Exactly.
Not wasting time.
All right. So I look to Jim.
He's in the middle of his spell.
I guess we'll wait till he's finished with that, and then we'll come to a decision after that.
Okay. So 10 minutes pass, Jim, and you start to be able to understand he's trying to take the shiny. Protect the shiny.
What is the shiny?
Oh, you hear us. Yes, he hears. The shiny is something that we got from someone that Mother slew. A nice trinket. We don't understand it, but it's shiny.
Do you
And
think
we
we
like
could
it.
help you understand it?
And they both like look at you and tilt their heads and look. Do we get it back?
We could possibly even give you something shinier.
And they both kind of perk up. Yes, yes,
You guys like shiny? I
yes.
pull out a gold coin.
Ooh, but it's not as shiny. No, it's far too small. Small shiny for large shiny. Not a good way to give.
But you like this shiny?
Yes. Do
Okay,
you have more?
I'm like looking through my. I kind of look at everybody. Hey, do you guys have shiny stuff? These guys want shiny stuff.
Just see. No, I don't have anything shiny.
How about this, little fellas? I'll see what it is, and then we'll see if we should make a trade. Is that okay?
A trade?
I give you shiny thing for your shiny thing.
Oh. Okay. So they go over and they start to move the sticks and mud around in the nest, and then they retrieve the shiny with their mouth. And as they're coming up, you can see a gold chain connected to some sort of like cylindrical device. And they hand it to you, and as you sort of wipe up the grime off of most of it, you can see that it's a pocket watch.
Non-magical pocket watch.
Correct.
Is it functioning?
As you pop open the lid, it is functioning. There is a crack on the glass that protects the hands, and there's also a picture on the lid. A picture of what looks to be, it's kind of smudged and such now. You can definitely see there's been some grime and gunk that got into it, but it looks to be a small family.
Okay. I hold out 5 gold pieces. Do you guys like this? Is this shiny enough?
Oh, you would give us many shiny for the one?
Yes.
Yes, we will take.
Okay. I subtract 5 gold.
And they go over and they take it with their tiny hands and they put it in different spots of their nest, and they cover up some of it, but they keep enough to where the glint and it starts to sort of sparkle with the way the clouds cover the sun and then uncover it, and you can hear them say, "Oh, Mother will love the new shinies."
Cool. I take it over to Lloyd and Trina and ask them to mend and prestidigitate the grime away.
Okay.
I'll prestidigitate.
All right. So you start your prestidigitation, and it is fairly effective. All the grime and grease and mud is taken away from the watch, making it a lot shinier. And you can actually see more details of the photo, but it's definitely more of a timing like weathered photo. But it looks to be a young couple with their 2 children. You can definitely distinctly see that there is a man and a woman, and then their 2 daughters. And the man has a rifle across his shoulder with his arm around all 3 of them. But you can't see the details of the face of any of them or the clothes that they're wearing. It's too faded with time.
Okay. Well, Kai, you saw it. Do you want it?
Yeah, I'll take it.
I hand it to Kai.
Okay.
All right then. So, is that the end of business? Can we continue to move?
Let's roll out, boys. Entry now.
Sure.
Roll out.
Very well. Begin heading out the entrance. But before I like head out, I'll stick my head out to like pretty much scout the area before I step out.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a perception check. As you look around the clearing, you sharpen your gaze as you go through the trees and foliage, and you don't see anything of note. As you listen to the surroundings, you can hear the roars of large creatures in the background, very, very far off, and you can hear, the birds singing and things like that. The bushes occasionally rustle, but definitely not with anything super large.
All right. Seems the coast is clear. And I step out and dust myself off. So, where would you suppose the best direction would be to head in? And I look to Jim
Well,
and the rest of the party.
do you guys want to just make our way towards the mountain? Try and find more what's going on? Like, try and find a civilization or...
I honestly doubt there's one that exists on this island with all the dragons flying around, but
And so as you say civilization there, Jim, the Jaggy come up. Oh, you look for your own?
Oh, yeah. Do you know where some are?
They come here often and they hunt us. We know exactly where they live. Mother went to go and distract them. And they look and they sniff the air for a little bit, and they go towards the one a little bit past the entrance of where you guys had come from, and get to the edge, and they point, which they end up pointing as Lloyd sort of looks up at the sun and sort of guesstimates that it is north that they are pointing you towards. Yes, it's a little ways away. Almost a whole day's walk for us. But we are small, we are slow, and we are cautious.
Well, they said that there's civilization in this way. So we can either go towards the mountain or towards people.
Let's head towards people first. Get a reading of what makes up the rest of this island, I guess.
Yeah, some info couldn't hurt.
Well, if you see Mother, please tell her that we are getting hungry.
I promise I will. But
Thank you. Oh, we're always hungry.
Oh.
We don't get to eat like that very often.
All right.
Thank you
Yes.
for your help, little fellas.
Yes, thanks for the shinings.
All right. Let us go. I pull the hood down on the cloak and start walking.
Okay. As y'all are walking, what is your marching order?
Fatal last words there.
I'm in raven form on Thorpe's shoulder again.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm walking first. I guess.
Lloyd goes
Okay.
in front, about
Oh, yeah.
40 yards in front of everybody else.
Yeah.
Okay. So Thorpe is or did you say Thorpe is first?
Yeah.
Y'all, I'll take the back. Be a couple silts behind them.
Okay.
I guess I'll stick between Trina and Lloyd.
So as you guys are moving forward, you can all roll me a perception check. And then Dr. Thorpe, roll me a survival check since you are taking point. This shit's so funny. Okay.
Man,
so-
man, for someone who is proficient in this, sure is a shitty roll.
Mhm. Okay. So as you guys are moving forward, Jim, you start to notice after a couple hundred yards, you notice that there are various claw markings on a lot of the trees. And the trees are they're not small by any means. You can't none of you can wrap your arms around a tree because of how large they are. And based on the claw markings, there are definitely creatures that prowl this area that could topple these trees over. And it almost looks like they could do it almost effortlessly. You see various footprints randomly through the brush and things like that, but none of it seems to be super, I guess, recent. And as you guys continue to walk, no one else Jim points these things out and everyone's like, oh shit, no, I didn't even see that. Oh shit, Jim, you're doing really good, my man. And then you got
Did
the
everybody
lowest
else
perception.
like really suck?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
all under 10. And then since Beltran, aka Trina, is on Thorpe's shoulder, Lloyd actually steps in a large pile of manure. And it gives off this very pungent, disgusting smell. But luckily, it is definitely old. Or at least older.
Nice one.
And as Dr.
That's
Thorpe
nasty.
turns around to say that he continues walking forward, and with your perception and survival check, as you turn forward again, you trip over a log, and I need you to roll me a acrobatics. You trip
Man, a
over a
shitty roll.
log, and as you sort of tumble trying to catch yourself, you end up falling forward after about 5 feet. And as you fall, you start to try to stand up, but the ground is sticky. And you notice as you push your hand down, it starts to collapse into the ground itself. You have fallen into a pit of quicksand.
Well, he's a goner. Move on.
So far, it
going-
doesn't seem to be super quick, but you can definitely feel that your weight is slowly sinking into this.
I'm going to. Let me tell you what I'm going to do. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to And I use my Cloud of Brimstone ability to teleport out of this.
Okay. So you guys watch as Thorpe is sort of struggling, and as everyone's just looking at him, not really picking up their hands to try to help him at all, you can see
Yo,
him
you
getting
need help?
frustrated, and all of a sudden the sort of shadowy aura that's around him from his cloak sort of intensifies. It wraps around him, and then it fades, and he pops back onto the other side of this quicksand, starting to dust himself off.
Fly back onto his shoulder now that he's no longer in quicksand.
This is beginning
That
to
was a
become
close
a
one.
very tedious island.
Might want to watch your step there. How big is that quicksand pit?
Or it's like maybe 5 feet by 5 feet. It's not super big. It's big enough for two medium creatures to fall in at the same time, though.
I can jump over that.
You want to try it?
Nah.
Oh well. I just continue walking while watching my step this time.
Yeah,
Okay.
you want to be a little more careful there, bud?
Is that Joe saying that, or is that Jim saying that?
Jim.
As Jim says that, Thorpe casts a glance at him and just continues looking where he's walking.
Okay. As you guys continue forward, let's see. Lloyd is having Frederick fly and sort of like scout the areas ahead. And at some point on your journey, after probably within 3 to 6 miles, as you guys are traveling, Frederick comes back and Lloyd is looking at him with them perched on his finger, and he says, guys, Frederick sees a hut or some type of structure. It's only a couple 100 yards or so that way, and he points towards the east.
237 gold says that's a egg hut.
You cut out.
Oh, sorry. 237 gold says that's a hag's hut.
That's a tempting bet.
Well,
Oh, I
It's not
forgot
like
it
we're
was
gonna-
raining today.
it's not like we're not gonna go check it out. So
Exactly. Want to go there now or later?
now,
Very well.
remember that's my only goal.
And it's you said it is raining, so yeah, I still have the hood on of this cloak.
Okay. Get rid of these guys. Okay, so as you guys start walking that way, go ahead and roll me another perception.
Oh, there's that perception check. God.
Okay. Now let me do woods. Okay. So as you guys are getting closer, you can see that the forest has changed somewhat. It's starting to become more floral instead of being so wild. There's definitely a lushness to the area, like you've been seeing, but it's almost as if it's been untouched by the creatures of the land. You don't see any signs of these large creatures either scraping against the trees or footprints or large piles of dung. Nothing of that sort. And as you get closer and closer, you end up coming to a nice little creek. And you start to follow it, and Lloyd points beyond the creek. And you guys see what looks to be not a cabin per se, but you definitely see like a sort of 2-story structure. And the leaves start to sort of like float around, and you can see these tiny red orbs that appear in front of you and then disappear. And upon further investigation, you can see that they're little bugs that are flying around, dancing in the rain.
Curious. I look down to Jim. After you.
I like how you say you look down to me. So I waddle forward. I say, hello?
Sure, you can do a Arcana check.
Oh. Oh. Kai.
Yeah, Kai. Not you.
He just come out of the hey, yeah, sure. You say hello, but go ahead and roll that check.
Who are you? What are you doing in our grove?
What?
I said, what are you doing in our grove? This is sacred grounds. And I thought that we had come to an agreement that your kind wouldn't come here anymore.
No, we don't mean to offend. We're new here.
And Kai, you do get a decent sense of definitely magic, but you're not exactly sure what type.
You're with those of the settlement, are you not?
You say of the 7?
Settlement.
Oh,
The ones to the north? And
Oh,
also
no,
scattered all across the island?
No, we are not.
Well, then how did you get here? That doesn't make any sense.
We came by magical means.
So you're definitely not from the settlement to the east, are you? They don't like magic.
That's good to know, actually. Thank you. No,
You're welcome.
they must be ruled by the empire of the.
Yeah, the Thurian Empire.
Mhm.
That is them. Somewhat fanatical in their beliefs.
Yeah, we're not friends. We actually came here because we don't like them.
Interesting. Stop.
And if you guys were continuing to move, does anyone continue moving forward?
Oh no, I was standing there from the get go.
Okay.
That's when I told Jim to go up there.
I'm going to reveal myself to get a better look at you. Don't try anything. Otherwise, you may feel the wrath of the creatures that we hold dear to us.
We typically don't do anything unless things are done to us, so.
Guess we shall see. I've heard that line before, and the folks of your settlement have betrayed, and they have fallen.
And
Well,
as
not
that
painted,
voice
that's why.
says that, you can hear bushes around you rustling, and you can actually see as the trees almost seem to be revealing things to you on purpose, and you can see corpses, or skeletal remains of adventurers that came through. They don't look like they were very well equipped, probably with like a hunting spear and either a rifle or a bow and arrows and things like that. But there's just a couple of skeletal remains that are revealed.
Hopefully that's enough for you to understand where you're at and who it is you're dealing with.
And from in front of you, you see as the leaves start to sort of like a tornado funnel effect. They start to swirl in front of you about 20 feet or so. And as it gets more and more intense and the rain starts to join in, it gets to a point where you can see something starting to form out of the ground. And this appears in front of you. A creature that looks to be made of pretty much exclusively bark and wood, with different forms of mushroom and fungi that are growing on different parts of her body.
Hubba, hubba.
You may call me
myself.
Lace.
Okay, so you pop into
Fascinating.
your normal.
I'm a protector of this grove.
Lavis.
Lavis.
I will type it out.
Merry
for you.
meet, Lavis.
Absolutely fascinating.
And you all do look very much different than the settlers on this island. I don't believe I've ever met one that looks like a burning ember, or someone dressed as finely as you, or even one that wears exclusively black with that sort of weapon and a crow. You two, though, you look very much familiar to me. And
She points to Lloyd and Jim.
many folks of your species come and they go, they live and they die. What brings you to this island then if you came from magical means, escaping the Thurian Empire? Was it the oppression?
You could say.
Was it your disgust for civilization? A want, a need, perhaps, to embrace the wild?
I am on a quest to save my family, and this is where I was told to go.
That's a very strange quest. Who would put their family in a situation with these types of creatures?
Not me. That's why I'm trying to get him out of there.
Oh. You poor creature.
A hag decided to use me as their toy, basically.
Interesting. And she resides here on this island?
No. Actually, you know what? I don't think so. She's on the mainland, I believe. Do you know of any haggish creatures on this island?
There are a few, but they mostly deal with themselves. The Dreadful Seven, you say? I do not believe that I've heard that term used before, but I can assure you there's only a few, I think 2 or 3, and I only believe that one of them live here permanently.
Would you be able to point me in that direction?
That is the thing. I do not know the answer, but perhaps the arch-druid of this grove would. I'm assuming you would like to speak with her.
Yeah. I thought maybe you were in charge, but
No, I am merely a protector, an overseer.
I don't know if this is rude, but what exactly are you?
Me?
Yes.
You cannot tell?
I would say if I knew, I would be able to tell, but I'm not from here.
Me roll.
I am a fey creature, from the Feywild, of course. A dryad,
Oh.
but I am far older than most, far stronger as well. Each grove, there are 4 of them on this island, and they are protected by an elder dryad as well as an arch-druid. We are here on this island to preserve its wild nature, to seek a balance between the civilized and the uncivilized creatures. Our domain is the forest and jungle that you are currently residing in. And I will be honest, I believe that we are of the most open-minded of the other protectors.
Like, should we leave them alone? Is that what you're getting at?
Not necessarily. If you bring a just cause to their attention, I'm sure they would seek an audience with you.
Okay.
But
What are
it
the
may be... Why would I sell them short? What do you need their help for?
Just in case we're running from the creatures of this island, we're hoping we might find safe space in these groves. And if we maybe knew who they were, or who their names are, it would help.
You are quite fun to talk to. No, I do believe they would give you any help. You see, nature, it is survival of the fittest. Those are the laws. Quite easy to understand, quite easy to follow. More than likely, if you're being chased by something, and you fear death may be taking you soon because of this creature, it is destiny. And we are not here to prevent your deaths. No, we are here to maintain the balance of the civilized and uncivilized. I have no reason to give you their names. It would be quite rude of me to do so. I will tell you this though.
And she turns around and starts to walk towards the hut that you see in the back.
Should you approach their grove, and you do notice that you are in their territory, you should have a very good reason to be there. Something important about the ongoings in their region of influence. Else I will leave as quickly as possible.
And she starts to sort of glide across the grass. And you can see that behind her she leaves a trail of flowers and bushels. And as they get probably about 5 feet away from her, it starts to deteriorate back into the soil, leaving the path that once was there. I will take you.
I will take you to the Archdruid, Visander, and I will mind your manners. She may not be as powerful as the others, but she is probably your best chance of getting any information from an Archdruid on this island.
And as she goes forward, she crosses that little bridge, gets to the front, and turns her head to face you all.
Wait here, and I will see if you are granted an audience. Do you have, perhaps, a gift for the Archdruid that you would like me to give her?
One sec. Let me check. I have a bottle of fine wine that I will give the dryad.
Tainted water. Let's hope it lives up to its use.
And she starts to walk towards the cabin, and she essentially starts to dissipate into leaves that are taken by the wind. And after you guys are standing there for a little bit, about 5 minutes pass, and you can hear chirpings as you watch as a flock of singing birds start to come from their nest in the trees and land around the huts. And you can see that the chipmunks and the squirrels and the rabbits around the area are starting to come out of their burrows and their homes, and they're gathering, almost forming a circle around you all as they're looking you up and down and sniffing you. And as this is happening, you can hear light footsteps coming from inside. And then before you, you see this woman appear. Why, hello. I am Visander, the Archdruid of the jungle and forest regions. And I have heard many great deeds from you all on your short arrival here. You have protected creatures of this forest. And you have not killed where not needed to be killed. And that is more than I believe we have ever seen in the settlements around this island. And I wanted to grant you this audience as a symbol of my thanks, as well as the creatures that inhabit this grove. I'm sure you would prefer drier conditions. If you would, please come inside. We could start a fire if it makes you more comfortable.
Your hospitality is much appreciated. Thank you.
And she turns around, and you can watch as she, you can see her name, right?
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Yep. As she's walking, the sort of same effect as the Elder Dryad, various flowers populate But these seem to have a more permanent fixture. The, I guess, thickness of the batches of flowers ends up dissipating, but a few of them still remain behind after she leaves the area. And as she brings you into a larger location, she twirls her staff and then gently taps the trees that are inside of it, like the tree bark or the tree limbs and things, and they start to grow at an extraordinary rate, and they twist and meld themselves into furniture. Please, have a seat. I'm sure you have many questions, and I will do my absolute best to answer them. Although us archdruids are given a sacred oath, which I cannot break, so some information I may not be able to give you, and I will ask for your understanding beforehand. Are you all in need of any food or water?
Water will be appreciated. Thank you.
And she waves a hand, and you can see a few of the songbirds leave and fly away. And then after 30 seconds or so, they come back with a water skin and plop it on your lap.
Thank you.
And as they're doing this, they're singing lovely songs.
I plop it open and take a nice swig.
If you would like more, we can get you more. It is from the stream that you crossed to get here. It is probably the purest water on the entire island.
It is very wonderful. Thank you.
You're quite welcome. I want to apologize for Lavis. She can be a bit overprotective.
She's amazing. She's a good protector.
And I would assume such precautions are needed, considering the locals around here.
Correct. Should too much information get out about what it is the Archdruids and Elder Dryads are here for, there is always a chance of some sort of uprising, or of our relationship being tarnished. It's already in a somewhat rocky foundation. I'm sure you understand. Empires are always looking for a way to expand, as is the tradition of civilization. But this island remains one of the last bastions for the uncivilized creatures, the wilderness, to really thrive. We have tried to be fair with them, and sometimes the unfortunate must happen to really send a message to them.
How long have you been dealing with these disturbances?
I feel that they have been here for a few decades at least. I don't believe it's been a century yet, but I've been here for a very long time. And time blurs together so much when you've lived as long as I have.
I would assume so.
Which, how long is that?
Say that again.
How long is that?
If I had to take a guess, it's at least been 800 or so years since I became an archdruid. And before then, I had lived for a couple hundred. No, why thank you. It's the nourishment that the forest gives me. There are various herbs and fruits that help to keep the skin young. But you did not come here to talk about age-defying remedies,
Now hold
did you?
on. Maybe we didn't come for that. But... No, you're right. We should move on.
If I overheard correctly, you're looking for your family.
Not necessarily. I'm looking for a toe. Trying to give like a face.
And she looks down at your feet. How long have they been missing for?
Couple years.
Too long for my magic to have any remarkable effects, I believe.
Oh yeah, I don't like need them replaced. I need to find it. Some evil entity hid them from me.
Ah.
And it's like a game.
A game, you say? And who is the game master?
Her name is Rusty May.
The correct answer is Brady, but I'll forgive you. No, I'm just messing. I'm just messing. I don't believe that I have heard of this one. I assume she's from the mainland, though. And I assume she is probably quite old, even though she may not look it.
Yes, very old.
Do you have to find each of your missing toes?
Only one's on this island, but yes.
Oh. Interesting. If that's the case, I don't see the harm in divulging a few locations for you to check.
Oh, that would be wonderful. Let me get out a piece of paper.
Okay.
I'm just gonna write it in my journal, but I need to open up my sheet.
Okay. That works.
Okay. Ready.
The nearest one is an elder lady that lives in the mountain. I do not know exactly where, but she lives close to the peak where the volcano does not flow if it were to explode. I believe they call her Elsbeth.
Yes. Elsbeth, huh?
Correct.
I have a feeling she's in the Dreadful Seven.
I have heard of this group, but I did not think that they were active anymore.
Have you had any interactions with Elsbeth?
Very few. She has come every now and again to speak with us archdruids about possibly eradicating the settlements, but we have told her no, as the settlements do bring a small prosperity to the creatures of the island. Are you ready for the next name?
Is that the same mountain that, what did they call it? The Queen lives on?
Ah, yes. The king and the queen live there, amongst other very formidable foes. Creatures that hunt all throughout the islands. But the name of the king and queen only truly is for this forest and jungle area, as each location has an apex predator, if you will. And even so, the king and queen are not the strongest that you will find here.
Oh. Interesting. Why would they... Is it just because they can fly?
It's mostly because the stronger creatures see it as no real fun hunting in these areas. They tend to hunt each other,
What are we
invading the
talking
other
here? Are they
locations.
intelligent?
Some of them are very intelligent. Others, much like the Jaggy that you had witnessed, are not at all. But survival, they all understand. And they will do anything to keep their lives and to prevent themselves from being the next meal.
I see. Alright, where's the second location?
The second location is on the northern part of the island, in the cliffs, known as the Coral Highlands. Within the mountain range there, I believe near the lake in the middle of the mountains, you would find what they call a witch, a Lilith Heart.
He sounds nice.
She may sound nice. She may even look nice. But I've heard that you do not want to cross her, insult her, or reject her in any way, else you may not see another day.
Good to know.
It said northern part of the island, the cliffs called the Coral Highlands. Near
Correct.
the middle of the lake, in the middle of the mountain. Near the lake, in the middle of the mountains.
Correct.
Okay.
That was the last that I've heard. And last but not least, residing in one of the most wretched locations of this island, the Rotten Vale, is Igwilv. But if you were to run into her, I would be greatly surprised. She is very, very much a nomad, and doesn't have a permanent residence that I have heard of, but perhaps the Archdruid there would know better.
The Rotten Vale, huh? The swamp.
Yes, very swamp-like. A lot of creatures, when they near their end of days, go there to die.
Oh my god, that must stink so bad.
Sometimes, if the wind is exceptionally strong and blowing towards the east or to the west, you can smell it. And it is quite awful.
Sounds like most of everything around this island is dangerous.
I would say so. Nothing here is meant to live without having some sort of strength to it. And with strength comes danger to others that are weaker.
Did the Jaggy's mom die?
If you're referring to the creatures that you were with, yes. The settlement to the north had captured her a few days prior. And I do not know what exactly they do with the creatures, but I have never seen one released before. So I only assume
They're gonna die.
more than likely, but that is the cycle of life.
How far away are we from that?
You're within 10 miles or so, I believe.
Okay.
Is it your goal to save the Jaggy as well?
No, but they saved us, so... I mean, we've saved them already. But hate to leave them there without a mama. They were so sad. They're so excited for their mom to come back.
As tough as it is, you should understand that it is only as nature has intended. They will become the strength of another creature, which will inevitably become the strength of another creature, until returning back to the ground, become the strength of the world itself.
That's deep.
It is only natural. But I can understand it. You and the rest of you all do have a civilized mind. And there is no harm in that. But I have noticed a disconnect between the ideologies of civilized and uncivilized. You all do as much as you can to prevent ever having to come close to death, while those that live here on the island and the wilds know when it is time to embrace it.
This is, I'm sorry, but this is coming from someone that's 800 years old.
That is also true. But it is my
Well, along the
powers that
lines
give
of-
me.
We understand that when we need to fight and when the line of when we need to accept the inevitable.
It is true. And I do not say that you should not fight for your lives. On the contrary, should you be strong enough, you should be allowed to keep them. But many of those in the settlements on this island, I believe, have come here looking for ways to cheat death, ways to escape the inevitable. And they will not find it. For I don't believe it truly exists. But they have slaughtered many a creature to try finding their answers. And it is almost getting to the point of being intolerable.
So you'll let nature take its course against the civilization?
That is exactly what would happen. Should they take too much more, should they expand too much more, the forest will rally and take back what is rightfully its.
Is there anything we can do to gain your favor or the favor of the other archdruids? Is there some person being like exceptionally mean to the forest?
There are hunters in the area, but they are only doing what is natural. For they go out, they hunt, and they bring back food for their people. I have not seen anything gravely distraught in my forests, but I cannot speak for the other locations.
Okay.
Now, is there anything else that I can help you with, perhaps?
How did you become Archdruid of this area? I'm very curious.
That is a very long story, but it all started with a bear, believe it or not. As a child, I
met
loved...
this bear.
you've met this bear that I speak
Well,
of.
Maybe not. I've met a very in tune with nature bear person. Is it the same bear?
Are you
I
talking
believe
about
it
Nietzsche?
is.
Yeah, nature.
Yes, you've met Nietzsche.
He's wonderful.
Like today.
He is the archdruid of this plane.
Oh, the plane. Okay.
Correct. All the life that is on this planet, he is in charge of. And I serve Nietzsche. And as a little girl, he happened to be in the forest that I was near, and I had injured myself. But because of my good deeds to the forest and the woodland creatures, he helped heal me, and told me that if I want to continue on my course, that he may know of a better way for me to give back. And I became his apprentice at that point, and I studied for many, many years before I finally started to get the knack of it. And given my elvish nature, I was already destined to have a long life. But now that I have become an archdruid, it seems that I will be almost immortal, living a few thousand years or more before my time finally comes. And it is with that that I take a great sense of pride in my work here, and in working with Nietzsche. For he truly understands the ebb and flow of the world that we inhabit. But he is very detached. He is an overseer, a preventer of catastrophe when it needs. But he is a friend to those that need him.
You ever personally met one of his apprentices by the name of Quinn?
I don't believe I've ever heard the name, as I've been on this island for quite some time. My time did not come until after the Ruination. And he does not speak much of the past, except for to remember as much as you can, for you can always learn from it.
Sure. Well, it sounds like we share a common ancestry.
In what form?
I'm half elf myself.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes. And unfortunately, I don't believe you will live as long as your full-blooded brethren, the elves. But I
Yes.
believe I've never met a half-elf that I have not grown to admire.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'd want an almost eternal life that the full-blooded elves have. Seems
It
like an
can
awfully
be
long
quite,
time.
yes. Especially when you start to get up in the years, because you have so much more to go. And as it starts to blur together, the days start to get less amusing.
Are there any other elves on this island?
There are plenty. In fact, there is an entire elven settlement. I believe they are in the desert, the Wildspire Wastes. They are part of the Legalia Empire, which is somewhat strange that they would come from their forests and lush green ground and trading it for mountains of sand and coarse rock.
They must have a reason.
I'm sure that they do.
How's your relationship with those elves from the Gala Empire?
I would say that it is far superb to any other relationship I have on the island with the humans and the dwarves.
Understandable. Elves know how to honor and cherish nature.
Correct. But I do believe they intend to change the Wildspire Waste. And if that is the case, they will have to answer to the Archdruid there, as well as the denizens of that desert. And is there anything else that I can help you before you depart for the settlement?
Wish I had some questions, but kind of new to all this. I must apologize.
Well, should you get questions in the future, ensure you do a good deed by the creatures of this forest, and I will grant you an audience and the ability to answer said questions that you may have.
Very well.
And I see your message, Gerald. Were you going to speak up to her?
Yeah, I wanted to speak to her alone.
I don't see why not. And she stands up. I will take you. And the rest of you may stay here. Refresh yourself and relax. And as she stands up, she starts to walk out of the huts. And there's like a small little gazebo kind of structure thing that she walks to. And for the rest of you, we will be right back. What can I help you with that you would seek a private audience?
So you said you've never met somebody by the name of Quinn, correct?
I have not, no.
I wanted to know, is it strange for somebody outside of, I guess, your statute to possibly mingle with other races, if you catch my drift?
Do you mean for archdruids to mingle
Yes.
with other races? I wouldn't say that it is unheard of, but we tend to avoid close relationships with those that are not in the same line of work. Sometimes those from other civilizations end up having to answer to nature, and it is an archdruid that will lead the call. But there are seldom those that show promise, and they are allowed to be trained under an archdruid, which inevitably forms a strong bond between the two. And if you say this Quinn was a apprentice of Nietzsche, then I'm almost certain that he would know and remember exactly who it is you speak of.
The thing is, he's dead.
Oh?
No longer with us. I'll be straightforward with you. I have nothing to lose. I'm looking for somebody who has the power to summon a demon.
And why would you ever want to summon one of those chaotic creatures of evil?
My point exactly. I don't want to summon anything. I just want to find the person that can do it and that has done it.
Well, do you happen to remember those names that I gave your friends? I could foresee
Yes.
them having great knowledge of that sort of thing, for their powers do not come from nature like mine, and most of them have a dark past.
That makes sense. I guess. Well, I guess that's all I have for you then.
Very well. If you want the one that I believe that would give you the most information, it would be Igwilv. But she is in the most dangerous of all the locations.
As you say that name, his eyes kind of light up. Okay. I guess we have work to do. Thank you again.
You are most welcome. I will guide you back to your friends. And I do hope that you find what it is you are looking for.
He starts to kind of do an evil chuckle and says, "Me too."
I thought we had become friends.
Oh, there is a camaraderie that I do feel. And I do find
I'm gonna use
myself
the bathroom real quick.
growing to care.
Well, that's good to know. You'd at least hesitate before he ordered you to kill us.
Kill you? No. I don't think that's anything he would ever want. I believe he sees something in a lot of you. It does have me curious what he does see.
A little terrifying.
Probably not good.
Otherwise, all I care about is my own personal studies. And of course, like I said, I'm grateful to have my free will to do as I please. But of course, if there is at some point a command that he gives me, I must abide by it, as per contract.
Oh, like you have to.
Indeed. But he hasn't given me any real commands in some time. So, I believe I am in the free and clear.
What was the last one?
Remain with the party.
Seems simple enough.
That's a
Simple indeed.
weird thing for him to tell you to do. So you're not even here because you like us?
Like I said, I have grown to care for you, a lot of you. Some more than others, as he looks at Trina.
Be still, my heart.
I must say, it is quite peculiar adjusting, considering that I lost someone that I traveled with before you all. Referring to Casael. But,
He was the best of us.
indeed, and I wanted to support him any way I could. Good man. But grow with new allies.
As you finish your statement, the Archdruid and Kai walk back into the area. If you all have no further questions, I would request that you start your journey, as I have many things to tend to. But I cannot leave you to occupy the grove without my presence.
Very well.
Tina gives her a bow and says, "Thank you for hosting us, my lady."
And real quick, Jeff just got back to me on questions he would ask the Archdruid, so I'll sort of cliff notes them, and then when he's actually here, go into detail, a little more detail if he wants. But he wants to know where you guys are, and she says on a island that the locals, or at least those that are settling, called Dinosaur Island, because the creatures here are far stronger, larger, and deadlier than any creatures they've met on the mainland, at least typically. And the creatures that are here, somewhat a mix between beasts and wyverns and dragons and fae. He asked why she is there, but she's already answered that. She was appointed this position.
Mm-hmm.
And if he can, then he wants to know how he can, or if he's allowed to learn about the creatures, and if the Archdruid has any books about it, in which the Archdruid laughs and says, "I am one in tune with nature. I do not need books to know this type of information." But he is free to research at his own will, as long as it doesn't get out of hand. And I guess he would probably ask, like, what is getting out of hand? And she would answer something along the lines of prohibiting nature to do what nature intends to do. And he asks for more clarification, and she does not answer.
Well, I guess we should begin the next chapter of our journey.
Lavis will guide you to the grove's edge towards the north. And I wish you luck on your journeys and your quests. And I hope you find the information that it is that you are looking for.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure.
It was. I hope to see you again.
And she turns and starts to walk out the other side of her little hut. And Lavis walks the opposite direction.
Go ahead and follow me, and I will lead you.
I start walking.
While we're walking, I want to ask Lavis, how did you come on this island? Were you born here?
I was a long time ago. Before any creatures really took over, it was all the forest, the entire island. And then the Ruination had morphed things, changed things, brought strange entities to this island. I dare say that it's changed some of the other elder dryads, mostly for worse.
How so?
I would not say that they are necessarily evil, but they have less of an open mind to the ways of civilized folk.
Interesting. Was it because
I
they
have-
had to go into survival mode to even lived through the ruination?
Perhaps. But the ruination affected all equally, I believe.
The world became more vicious.
It has always been.
You're not wrong.
If anything, the ruination, I believe, led the civilized folk to seeking greater power over the wilds. Because it set back a lot of civilizations, if not wiped them out completely. And it showed mortal life just how feeble it really was. But there always needs to be a balance, I guess. How else would your kind even live and maintain a lifestyle were it not for your civilizations?
True. I like you, Lavis. We have a very similar mindset.
I cannot return the compliment, for I do not know if we will meet again. But if we do, you shall have a warm welcome. Your name?
My name is Trina. And then this is Beltran. He's my companion.
She stretches out a hand.
And it turns into a vine. And she scratches Beltran on the chin, which he would probably accept.
He accepts.
And she retracts the finger, which, or retracts the vine, which turns back into her finger.
A cute raven. Well, as the Archdruid has said, good luck on your journey. The settlement you're looking for?
And she holds out a hand, and a dirt path appears before you for a moment, and it continues north and starts to sort of like zigzag in between the trees. But then as suddenly as it came into existence, it starts to fade back into the normal.
The path will not be there for very long. I suggest you get a move on.
Thank you, Lavis. We will meet again.
So certain of yourself. If that is the case, then I look forward to it.
Same.
And the wind starts to pick up, and she dissipates into leaves, which scatter all throughout the grove.
We should probably follow that speedily.
Indeed. Let's go then. I continue walking.
Alrighty. Okay. So as you guys are walking, is it the same order?
Yeah, I'll turn back into Beltran and go on to Thorpe's shoulder.
Yeah, I'll still walk. Lead first.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take the back.
Alright, so as you guys are walking, go ahead and everyone give me a perception check, and then Thorpe, since you're taking the lead, give me a survival.
Alright.
Am I the only one that put effects on my dice?
I mean, I have effects. Or do you mean like the Thomas the Train effects?
Mm-hmm.
I think mine are on, but I never roll 20s. So
Okay. So, let's see. Based on all of that. All right. So as you're following the path as best you can, Thorpe, with the assistance of Jim, you guys are a little speedy, and you are able to keep up with this trail as it zigzags through the forest. But at some point, it starts to get a little bit fainter. And eventually it gets to the point where you realize that it's no longer there. So you start to sort of slow down to take in your surroundings. And as you're looking, you can see where the sun is. And based off of that, you have no idea which way is north. So you continue to follow the trail as if it was still there. And with those perception checks, Jim, you start to see, you and Beltran, as well as Dr. Thorpe, you guys start to see a lot of the trees nearby have been clawed at. A lot of them, you can see tufts of fur that have been removed from whatever creature was rubbing up against them. And is stick to the bark. And then Jim, you notice something strange. In one of these, near one of these trees, as you guys are moving, you see corpses of these creatures. They look like the ones that tried to essentially eat you guys at the burrow. And they have these large metal protrusions that almost remind you of swords, but they're definitely not handcrafted in any way. They're still somewhat natural.
I'm a bonus action back into myself,
Okay.
just in case. And then I'll let Thorpe know what I noticed as Beltran.
Guess we need to keep our eyes open now. All right. Continue walking.
Okay. And as you're walking, you notice that over the past mile or so, the trees have started to not be so crowded. It's definitely starting to open up a little bit, which, based on what you know about geography, the closer you get to coastlines, typically this happens. It's normal. So you can definitely tell that you're on the right track. You're getting close. And after about 10 more minutes of walking, you end up getting to a sort of hilly region. And you can see as it starts to descend down closer to the shore. And you see now a better view of sort of the horizon. And you can see that your destination is only a few more miles, maybe 5 or 6 miles away. You can't like see the actual like settlement, but you can see the shore in the horizon.
All right, we're safe. We're on the beach.
I'll hold up air quotes, safe.
Beaches are always the safest areas.
Don't they get bigger at the beach?
there's less carnivores on the beach. Usually you just run into dodo birds and some giant turtles, maybe a parasaur or two.
What about
You're not wrong.
giant crabs? Very well.
God damn it.
To me, everything's giant.
That's true.
You have a point.
Are you
Yes.
afraid of giant crabs, or did one kill your other demon lord or something?
No,
Or are you just being...
I was just being. Astarp just gives a smirk and continues to look around. But I guess we should continue on to the settlement then.
Okay. As you're about to descend this hill, Jim, you see those metal barbs sticking out of the ground again.
Oh, I know what they are. Okay. Can I grab a couple of them?
Sure.
Can I use these as javelins?
They're not quite that big. But if you get enough of them and find a smith, you could forge them into javelins.
Okay, so it's not what I thought.
As you guys
Is there
are
a-
walking down the hill, oh, go ahead.
How many should I grab then?
Put 2.
I was about to say, is there anything else on this little beachy region that is of notice?
So you're not on the beach yet. You can see the beach about 6 miles away from you. You're still in the forest.
Okay.
Oh, we're in the redwoods. Not good.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So you hear a scream, which I don't actually have the sound file for this creature, but you hear it come from behind you. And as you turn around to look, you see leaves from the trees falling where they hadn't before. And then 30 feet to your left, you see it happen again. And you can see the shadow of a creature that is moving at pretty great speed. Like in the darkness.
Here we go again.
No, you have to sing that.
And coming out of the forest, starts running this large, black furred with a very large tail. And you can see it waving this tail above its head. And you can see what looks to be the resemblance of those spikes that you had just taken, Jimothy. And with that, I need everyone to roll me initiative.
Oh, snap. It's time to get saucy.
Let me go. And
Is it
that.
flying? Are those wings?
They are wings, and it is kind of flying like 20 feet in the air.
Oh.
That is not the battle I want.
Well, I'm all but useless here.
I don't think I want that either. Yeah, we'll do
Hey,
this one.
You need to get some of the soundtrack from Tainted Grail.
Tainted Grail?
Yeah, that game that I sent you.
Oh, yeah.
Has some really great sounding Viking-esque music. It's fucking amazing.
All right, Dr. Thorpe, you are here to start us off.
Ooh, okay. All right, what we're gonna do. All right, so. Hold on. All right. Dang, man. It's not too much I can do at this moment. Hold on, let me see. You know what? Let's do this. I'm going to move over here. And I'm going to pluck one of these petals on his skull.
Okay.
And use the guiding bolt spell.
All right. I believe that should be in range, and I did add it to your spell book, right? Yeah, I did. Cool. A 13 unfortunately misses.
No. Okay.
So as you shoot it, you notice it's acrobatic in a way. It's able to sort of like dive down a couple feet and miss it, and then it screams at you.
Okay. And then let's see. Okay. Not close enough for that. How far am I away from this thing? Another 20 feet. Alright, I'm gonna use my bonus action to hex.
Okay.
And I'm gonna cast that.
Which ability?
What are you talking about?
The target has disadvantage on the ability check that you on whichever ability score, so strength, dex, con, intellect, or intelligence, wisdom, and charisma.
Okay. Cheat. Dang. You know what? Wisdom.
Okay. Okay.
And that is all I can do for now.
All right, Trina, you are up.
Oh wait,
Mirror
I can't cast
image.
that yet. Yeah, so I cast mirror image and then I'm gonna back up behind this rock
Okay.
and kind of duck. But the
Okay.
Doomsayer doesn't work, so go ahead and ignore that.
Will do. All right, Jimothy.
I'm a rage. And
Rage.
this map's huge, holy shit. It's the stupid range on the javelins.
I think it's 30 to 60. Oh, 30, 120.
So I will move 30 feet. And I'll throw a javelin.
Okay.
Oh, so I should move a little bit closer. I believe I
Yeah,
have
you can move 5
35
more feet. There you go.
I will roll.
Ooh, yep, that hits. Make sure. Okay, cool. So you toss the javelin. It does connect. It stabs it in the left arm, which it screams out and sort of like chops it off against the tree, breaking
throw
the
another
javelin. An 8 misses and flies past it. And it screams at you, and you watch as its tail sort of unfurrows a little bit, revealing more of those spikes.
I am deciding on something. And I can't tell how scumbag you're gonna be when I do it. But I'm gonna go prone.
Okay. So Three-Toe Jim runs up. Yeah! Yeah! And then he's like, ah, fuck. He ducks. Okay.
Betting that he'll use his ranged weapon at me.
All right, let's see. Lloyd has... I think he cast one of those. I believe Lloyd would do what he normally does, and his first spell is also Mirror Image. And then he will run back 30 feet.
That sounds like Lloyd.
It does sound like
And then he
Lloyd.
will end his turn. Alright, Kai runs up and gets into position. So let me make sure. Okay, cool. So with its tail unfurrowed, it swings its tail twice towards you, Jimothy, unleashing a hail of spikes. All at disadvantage because you are prone. I rolled a 23. And a 20. And it doesn't look like it took into consideration your rage for some reason. So let me heal you. Oh, no, it did. There it is.
You rolled a 23 and a 20 with disadvantage? Shit.
Yes.
We're fucked. It's fine.
After its tail spikes hit the ground or hit you and start to Like, they're definitely giving you small cuts. You definitely realize that had it not been for your totem spirit protecting you and making you as resilient as you were, it probably would have made you way worse condition. But it screams at you and looks and surveys, and it takes a glance over at Dr. Thorpe, and it will
I'm
fly.
sorry, I misunderstood you, I think. Did you say that it was confused at how it didn't hurt me as much? Or was I confused?
It.
Oh, okay. It was like, what the
Yeah.
fuck? Gotcha. No, you're good.
Yeah. So then it starts to fly towards Dr. Thorpe as it notices that he seems to be more in the open than the rest of you. Top of the round, Dr. Thorpe.
All right, I'm going to. Dang, dude.
Tell me that it flew down and is 20 feet. Like, it's not 20 feet up in the air.
It is 20 feet in the air still.
Higher than the cliff or from this position?
Technically higher than the cliff, but I'm not worried about it.
Oh, you should be worried about it because I was going to try and jump on its back.
Oh, gotcha. In that case, yes. It is higher than the cliff. Like, well, yeah, it's technically on par with, well, yeah, it was 20
Thought
feet
of my
above.
birthday present.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Still
Is it a
figure out what
grappling
mine
hook?
is.
It is totally a grappling hook. Spidey webs.
We could make that happen. Your birthday's not for a while, though, right?
I know. It's
Pretty
in
sure you have
November.
the last one in the year, yeah.
Maybe a magic shop guy will have one or something.
Yeah, we could definitely get that.
It doesn't sound like it'll always go in my favor, but hey, rule of cool, man.
I'm gonna go ahead and mark them. Bonus action. And I'm gonna throw a javelin at him.
All right. Let's see. You are within range. Yeah, I'm not worried about having to calculate the whole distance up and stuff. We'll just say that 20 feet up in the air and half it. So
You
you're
don't want to
within
do
30.
the Pythagoras theorem every time?
Nope. Nope. Do not.
It's really close to the base anyways.
So the javelin does hit. It hits for that necrotic damage. Or are you using the seal? You have to use the seal for it to take that necrotic damage, right? Yeah, you can consume the seal.
Yeah, and that's part of my hex though. He's still hexed. Every time I do damage, he does 1d6.
Yeah.
Other than that, not too much more I can do. I shall remain.
Okay. And you are using the seal?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Let me heal it then real quick. All right.
Yeah, only thing he should take is the hex damage. That's it. Yeah,
Okay,
1d6
so 6
is the
total.
hex.
All right, Trina.
Boom. Boom.
Both of those do hit. 14 on the first one, and then, yeah, obviously a crit is a crit is a crit. Oh,
So maybe I don't have a thing set up, but I want the choo-choo train. How do I set that up?
I believe you go into your settings, and you would go into configure settings, And it should be the module called Dice So Nice. And I'm pretty sure you guys should see like a different module. I think you do.
Settings?
Yeah, so on the top right, the very last, it's the D&D ampersand.
Yeah. Configure settings. Got it. Okay.
Correct. And then in the module settings
Dice So
tab,
Nice.
and it's Dice So Nice.
Choo choo train time. $10 says I never roll a 20 again because of this.
That would honestly be the saddest thing I think anyone could ever experience. But it is Jimothy's turn. After 2 beams of Eldritch Blast come through and hit the creature, it screams out, looking towards Trina.
I'm still hiding partially behind the rock, just so you know, with my doubles.
Yeah. You did not take the hide action though, so even though you were attempting to, it knows where you're at.
That's fine.
So, half movement would be.
For you,
20,
just
right?
round it to 15. Yeah, just round it to 15.
15?
Round it down. Yeah.
Okay. So that means I can move 20. I'll move 20, and then I'll throw my hand axes at him.
Uh, 10 misses
That ain't gonna work.
as it flies down the hill. A 12 also flies down the hill.
I will go prone.
Okay.
And then
All right, let's see. Lloyd will try the sleep spell. I'm just joking.
Doesn't that have a range of 60 feet anyway?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's 90 feet.
Oh, 90.
Yeah. But unless you cast that shit at like level 9.
still probably
doesn't
would-
do
Those are big
shit.
creatures, yeah. Let's see. I think he would use his 5th level hold monster.
He has hold
He likes-
monster now.
He likes
Oh,
chill
He
touch a lot.
does. Nah, yeah. I
Or
think
no,
he would
Toll the
definitely.
Dead, not chill touch.
He would
Oh, yeah.
either haste somebody, slow somebody, or this hold monster thing would work.
Yeah, he likes to slow creatures. Old monster sounds fun though.
Yeah, so he holds monster, which the creature actually does fail. So it does fall the 20 feet, crashing into the ground, causing 2d6 damage. Okay. And now Lloyd is concentrating. And he, let's see, what is does it say? At the end of each turns, it does the thing. Okay. So yeah, essentially he just has to be in range to cast it, and then he can fuck right off. So the creature is currently paralyzed,
Bum, 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 bum.
and it's not in the air
Nice
anymore.
job, Jeff.
Yeah.
All right, Gerald, you are up.
Okay, hold on. I'm like messing with this die thing. Okay, I think I'm good. There we go. All right, so he's 20 feet in the air still, right?
No, he is on the ground paralyzed.
Oh, say a word.
Yeah, especially because with wisdom saves, he has disadvantage because of the hex.
Dang.
And you can slide down the hill at no extra movement. It's not like it's like 10 feet or anything like that. It's like 5 feet divots.
Would
Oh, we sliding down the hill then.
Jim be close enough to hit him at this moment? Or is he just on the top of the hill?
Jim just has to move down the hill, like slide down the hill to be able to hit him with melee.
Okay.
We sliding down the hill. Hold on, did you hold on? I fucked up. I should have caught that. Okay, I'm finna hit him twice.
Okay. Make your attacks at advantage because he's paralyzed. And then because of the way paralyzation works, if you do hit it, it is an automatic crit if you're in melee. So we'll just double it. Double the damage for the sake of ease.
Okay.
Unless it's
so
unless it's a 1, then I'll have you re-roll the attack and we'll use that damage instead.
Oh shit. Let me not fuck up there.
I'll be right back.
I'm gonna hit him. And then, but I want to
A
expend
20
one of my
hits.
things too, as well.
Okay.
So I don't know if it's already added on there.
One of your features.
Mm-hmm. Give me a second. Or was I supposed to roll that? Oh, gee. Because it adds fire to the attack.
Okay, equal to your charisma modifier. Okay, I see. So, yeah, it's not added to the...
I could swear you
Not for that. That's your new thing, I believe. But it's just equal to your charisma mod, which is 4. So we will add an additional 4 damage. And I'll make sure to add that to your dark blade real quick.
Thank you. Oh, okay, that's not what it was then. Okay. Yeah, it's a fiendish luster attack. That's what it is. Seeker's Boom. Okay. Alright, and I'm gonna hit him again.
Okay.
Just let me know whenever to do it, because you said you were
Yeah, go
okay.
for it.
Oh, okay, I'm good.
And it should add the fiendish luster to it.
Gerald is rolling privately.
Oh, am I still? Oh,
He
I'm
is.
sorry.
Luckily, I can reveal those. So the 21 does hit, which is an automatic crit. And as you come in and start hacking and slashing against this creature, it's kind of just sitting there, pretty much like in a seizure state.
Foaming at the mouth.
Yeah, exactly. Its mouth is wide open, and you can hear it as it's like... It's kind of wheezing to the pain, but it can't, like, cry out or anything like that because its whole body is under attack, pretty much. And since it's incapacitated, all it can do on its turn is attempt a wisdom save at disadvantage, DC of 13. Rolled a 17 at disadvantage.
The hell?
Old monster
An asshole.
ends.
His save is only 13.
I meant to say 17. I don't know why I said 13.
Oh my, this guy's a trash lord for being a min-maxer.
I don't know if you can really say it's min-maxing if you're following a guide, though.
Yeah, but that guy
I'm
is
just saying.
definitely the min-maxed. For
That's
sure.
true.
Okay.
Okay. Dr. Thorpe.
Alright, what we gonna do is say my magic words, summon my blade, and over here, and I'm going to attack twice.
All right. Go ahead and make those attacks normal. 14 misses.
Okay. Garbage.
And a 10 misses. So you summon
I'm
Clarice and run in, and it's
Can I
able
use
to
my
essentially. Oh, go ahead. Go
Can I
ahead.
use my determination to try and reroll one of those attacks?
Your determination. What is that? A feature?
Yeah, so I think it's like
Can you make
human
a?
It's just
You
Kevin's
do-
determination. It's,
do I have it right? Yeah, determination.
I'm gonna rule
Yeah,
that as
roll.
kind of like it's not. It doesn't work as a lucky. So that's something you need to do. You need to state before you make the roll.
Ah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well-
Because of the way it's worded, when you make an attack roll, an ability check, or saving throw, you can do so with advantage. So you're calling out, "Hey, I want advantage on this thing," beforehand.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, I'll just use my second attack. My second attack with my other saber then.
Okay.
Oh, I got that
And the
one.
21
Cool.
does hit.
And then plus d6. Yes. Cool.
Oh shit! What happened there?
It hit him so hard that.
Yeah, that it moved him.
how did you
Yeah.
roll a 17 with a 0? I'm assuming 0 modifier. On disadvantage. Champion.
Other than that, there's nothing else I can do until Jimmy's turn.
I'll tell you, it's not from lack of trying. All right, Trina.
Oh. Roll.
14 misses, but the 21 does hit.
For obviously the less amount of
I
damage.
know, right? That always happens.
Always. Okay, and it's too far away for Doomsayer, so that's about all I can do.
Come on, Jim.
Is flanking position here?
I believe it's technically here, but I'm cool with either way.
I'll move here. I don't care. And I will try and hit this boy at advantage with. Do I want to do Great Weapon Master or not? Yeah. Boom.
All right, add advantage. I think that first one's a hit. Yep. Boom, nice solid.
Now. Do it again. Did you apply that already?
I did.
Still badly injured.
Ooh.
That'll do
Yup. That hits.
And also, can I use my reaction to consume with a furious interdict? and Jim
Yeah,
should
go
be
for
able to attack one more time.
Oh shit.
Hold on.
Oh,
let
is
me,
that how that works? That's neat. Yeah, go ahead and re-roll it again. Don't consume the spell slot.
Yes, this is for you, Jim. This is for you.
It,
Alright, in addition to the weapons, you can consume.
Fury. Let me.
Alright, so it'll do. It'll do the necrotic part for sure. And it's not a celestial fiend. You regain hit points for each die of damage your seal inflicts. So you get 2.
Yeah.
Is it a different ability that gives them the ability to attack again?
Yeah, it's like part of it. Let me so you can read
Which
it.
one?
are
Oh,
these seals like the pentagrams? Like runes that you're writing, or how do these...
you cannot see them. I believe only ill riggers can see the seals.
Oh, okay.
It's like paladins and mark. Or
So the way
fighters
that
and marking.
ability works, because if you look, that's an action. So it's not something, it's something that you actively do. So you're consuming, like you place a seal on a creature, you activate it, and all your allies around it get to make an attack. So
Oh,
yeah,
God
Jim
damn it.
doesn't, Jim doesn't get to make an attack for this one. You consume the seal for, unless you want to give back the seal to him, and then use that next time.
Oh,
Then you don't get to attack though.
right.
And it
No,
does have
yeah,
a turn
I'll-
before you, so.
Right.
And then I'll move a little out of the way so my boy Kai can get in.
I'll take it back
Okay.
then. I'll take it back then. Keep the seal on it.
Okay. I'm going to heal it. Let's see. How far away is 110? Lloyd will come up 30, which puts it within range
Fireball.
of... Actually, it doesn't put him in range for any of his cantrips.
Good thing he has spell slots.
Yeah, except for none of them make any sense to use right now.
He doesn't have any damage.
No.
Yeah, Lloyd is purely support.
He will use his action to hold Ray of Frost if it gets within 60 feet of him. Alright, Kai, you're up. Let's see if you can end this thing before it tries to end one of you.
I'm gonna try to swing at it here.
Alright, roll at advantage.
Alright. Here we go.
Uh, 18 does, or 23 does hit. And a 25 hits.
Oh, I tried.
So as the creature's just getting wailed on back and forth between all of you, on its turn, it will take the disengage action, and it will begin to fly away.
He took it
End
back.
its turn.
Alrighty.
And the seal is on it still. The
Yeah,
seal
so
that he had consumed earlier is a reaction when it takes damage.
That's what I was trying to tell him to do it when. Oh, he already did that one.
Right. Okay, so, dude. How far can I do the thing? 30 feet. Damn. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and use a charge on my cloak, and I'm going to cast Veiled Step.
Oh. So I think you can only teleport to shadows. So you could teleport under the tree.
Okay. I will do.
Is it within
just
30 feet though?
That is. Dang. Well, technically, 30 feet would be right here.
You can move 5 feet.
I think
and then
you
do
can
it.
move 5 and then teleport. So yeah, you'll be able to get under there and still have 25 feet of movement.
Okay.
Pew.
And then I'm going to just use that.
You don't have to be in. I forget. Let me read the thing just to make sure. It can't be activated in bright light, so you can't even use it.
Dang it. Well.
I knew it had something to do with either you being in dim light or you have to teleport to dim light.
Well, either way, I'm going to. What would be advantage? Would it be like right in this area, or?
What
would
do you
say it
mean?
would be? Like, behind them.
If you're trying to give advantage to someone else, then on the front of him, I don't believe will be getting advantage on anything, unless you
Okay.
have a skill I don't know about.
Yeah, no, I don't have anything like that. All right, I'll take the. Screw it, I'll take the dash action,
Okay.
and then we'll go ahead and use my bonus action to attack with my other saber.
Okay.
Miss.
11
Damn it.
misses.
Well, I tried.
Okay, Trina.
Okay. It's running, right?
Correct.
I'm gonna walk up another 10 feet. And then I'm gonna hold my action. And if it attempts to kill or take Dr. Thorpe, then I will use 2 Eldritch Blasts against it.
Okay.
But if it just keeps running, then I will let it go.
Okie dokie. You guys watch as Trina comes up, and as she's walking casually to her spot, she's weaving her spell, and she gets it to the point where she's fixated on the beast, but she hesitates and waits. Jim.
Shit. Can I need to read something. I was trying to get it. I don't remember if I can end my rage without a bonus action yet.
Let's see.
I know that's
It ends early if you're knocked unconscious or if your turn ends and you haven't attacked a hostile creature. You can also end your rage on your turn as a bonus. So yes, you can.
Oh no, I mean I don't want. I wanted it to be a free action. I think you get something like that later. But
Oh,
I'm thinking of something else.
yeah, I don't think. If you do have that, I don't see it on any of your things.
Oh no, I was thinking of the opposite way. Persistent rage. You like.
Oh,
So,
gotcha.
Never mind. I will run up 35 feeders here and throw a hand axe and a javelin. I wish I could say recklessly. I need to double check that I'm not using great weapon. It's swinging harder now, so turn that off.
Uh, 18 hits.
Seriously not dead? And I'll throw a javelin.
And 7 misses.
Okay, I guess that's all I got. You know what? I'll bonus action to end my rage.
Okay.
Do I get a crack at it now? Oh, never mind. Nope, I'm not in range.
Now Lloyd will move up 30 feet and hold Ray of Frost just in case it comes back. And then Kai, you're up.
I don't think I can get close to it.
Not without the dash action.
Oh, I'm not gonna do anything. If I can get close to it.
Okay, so let's see. Alright, so it's going to take the disengage action and start running into the dark forest. And it will take a bonus action to hide. Okay. Y'all don't. Okay, never mind. It doesn't say it because it's following a different thing that it did. So I'm taking it off map. If you guys go to pursue it, roll me a perception check to be able to see exactly where it went. And if you beat its stealth, you'll see it. Otherwise, its ability allows it to meld in the shadows.
I just want to see where it went so we can avoid it. Can I still roll perception?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you see that it went in the north or not. It went this way, which is back the way you guys came.
Okay.
So Three-Toed
So we
Jim, you
wouldn't be
look
heading
and
in
all
that
the
direction,
shadows
right?
look the same. Dr. Thorpe, you look and you cannot see it. You know it was just there and somehow it's gone. Do you guys pursue?
Does Trina see it?
Trina does not see it.
Dang. That's some good stealth.
I don't pursue it.
Yeah, I back off. So while still walking, looking in that direction, I'm like backing off.
Okay.
I let out a Chucky war cry, and then I pick up all of my throwables that are available to pick up.
Okay.
Did
As
I get all
you
of them back, or is there?
there's one javelin that got snapped. The first one you threw at it. You get your hand axes and stuff back though.
Cool.
So there's a moment where you can just sort of like relax and chill and sort of just come together. And after about a minute, maybe 2 minutes, you hear a loud gunshot in the distance where this creature was running towards.
Sounds like someone found him.
I wonder how loud this is.
Bad.
Perfect.
And all the different oh, I lost connection to the server. Weird. Oh. Weird. The Foundry just went down. I wonder if everything else went down on the pie. Nope. Just Foundry. It'll be back up in a second. I wonder why it restarted itself. That's weird. Anyway, yeah, you hear that gunshot in the distance. Does the party do anything?
Well,
In
it sounds
regards
like
to the shot.
I put on an orange cap, get out my dip of cope. I need a gun.
Got that
Hot and
Copenhagen
whammy.
long cut.
Yeah.
I'm still looking in that direction for the most part. Gunshot.
Should we go investigate the gunshot?
We very well can. But the real question
You
is that gunshot going to be hostile when we find the source?
I can get so angry that bullets don't hurt me, so. I would assume it's a hunter.
Only one way to find out. I start walking into the woods.
I'll follow.
Okay. You guys can log back in.
Yeah,
Up.
mine reloaded.
I don't know what happened. That was weird. Okay. So as you guys go, you go probably about 200 feet or so. And you see the creature that had attacked you lying there dead, and you see a gentleman with a rather large carving utensil currently taking out parts of the creature, carving it up, taking materials and meat from it. And as you approach, he stops, takes out his pipe that he's smoking, and points towards you guys and goes, hold on a second. This here is my kill. You guys can't be coming around scavenging those scraps. No. That's not how this whole hunting game works. Y'all know better.
Well met, fellow traveler.
Get the fuck out of here. This is the gentleman. Oh, he's got a cigar, not a pipe.
Yeah, we We
My
really
bad.
loosened them up for you.
Hey, a kill's a kill's a kill. My bullet ended its life, it's mine. I've already tagged it. And if you don't like the rules, you can certainly bring them up to the hunting commission. I do not mind.
I do
But they
not
will
think
see fit.
that any of us give a fiddler's fuck that you got the
Oh.
kill. So don't worry about it. Settle
Now
down.
you're gonna gain points that way with the commission if you're just giving away kills so willy-nilly. Not that you did. I'm just asking the question. You don't seem
want us to
too
take this
intrigued
kill?
on the prize. No, not at all. In fact, I would highly recommend you don't. And he sort of taps his side, which he has a holstered pistol. And then he grabs the rifle that he's got laid up against the creature itself. But it's forbidden for hunters to hunt one another, as there's no true sport in that. Not yet, anyway. But maybe one day they'll allow it. I'm just kidding, I'm just kidding. You folks are new around here. You don't know who I am, do you?
Cigari McGee.
Incorrect, but close. The name's Whitlock, and the pleasure is mine.
Yeah, you're right.
Perhaps
So-
maybe you all would help me transport the rest of the carcass back to the settlement. It's not too far, about 5 miles from here. I do have a cart with me, ready to put together.
What do you say? What do you guys
How about
think?
this? You help me bring this creature back home, and I'll make sure you get some of the spoils. A win-win.
Sure.
But I will still take credit for it. I need my points after all.
Yeah, they'll just ignore all the axe marks and shit. Yeah, that's fine. I don't think we care.
Perfect. Well, let's get to work then. We can speak on the way. But for now, it's time to get our elbows greased and our hands bloody. And he takes his knife out and starts to carve other pieces. Have you ever had Nargacuga meat before?
Can't say that I have.
It's actually really good. Think of a feline, like a mountain lion or something treacherous like that, except for less gamey. Got a little bit of a stronger texture to it, but if you pepper it enough, you can't even tell. I'll tell you what, though, my favorite, absolute favorite, and I know it's kind of on the bad side of taste, but have you ever had great jaguars? Those things are delicious. I know they're the gluttons of the monster world here that we reside in and hunt for sport, but they've been eating something out there in the wilderness that makes their meat saturated with all types of delicious fat and it's so good. You know what? I'll give each of you a bag of jerky when we get back to the settlement from my own personal stash as a thank you for helping me complete this hunt. I've been searching for this creature for about 4 days, and it has eluded me from every single moment. I was starting to get a little hopeless, I'll be honest. But what a fella hunt is for, except for helping a hunter in need. He goes back to carving, and he's got a cigar hanging out of his mouth. So if you all ain't trying to compete for the hunter's title, what are you doing here for? I didn't think many folks came to the New World seeking anything other than adventure. And being able to say that you downed creatures such as this beast.
Well, we're here for a sort of, I hold up air quotes, hunt.
Oh. One given by the commission, or is it more personal?
I looked down at Jim.
Personal.
He takes his cigar out of his mouth. Do you need help, assistance in this hunt of yours? You helped me greatly here, and I'm sure for the right price, and I would consider a discount. I'd be willing to help you.
Yeah, definitely.
By all means, I would be mighty happy. What is it you're hunting for? Are you looking for a Lugamia? Perhaps maybe a Great Gyros? Or are you looking for something a little more sinister?
I'm looking for a toe.
Come again? Did you say a toe? I don't think I've heard of that creature. And even so, I don't believe you're talking about a creature now. And he takes a glance at your feet. How the hell are you walking right now, boy?
I have no idea, but I'm good at it.
Well, interesting. You must have some type of balance, like extraordinarily abnormal. I can barely walk without a single shoe on. That is, of course, granted that I'm wearing another shoe. You see what I'm saying? I don't have good balance if I don't have both shoes on or off. It's one or the other. There's no in between. But you are in between having all your toes and none of your toes. And you're hanging on a thread, it seems, on having any of your toes. What creature did that to you? Was it the king or queen?
No. The creature that did that is not from around here.
Where is it from, then?
The mainland. It's a hag, or maybe a witch, is what you might know it by.
Interesting. A hag, you say? Like one of them sinister fey creatures that try to tell you, hey, this is a good deal for you, but really they twist the words somehow or the contract, and now you owe them more than your life is even worth.
Except for I didn't get anything. But yes, that is them.
My price may have just skyrocketed a teensy bit, and I do apologize, but we'll get to the nitty-gritty of the contract of me helping you folk out once we get back to the settlement. And he takes a long draw of his cigar. I've never hunted one of these hag creatures before, but I've definitely heard enough to where I don't really want to be honest. They seem disgusting, hideous, revolting, and downright dreadful.
Like literally.
Come again?
They are dreadful. There's 7 of them.
And 7 dreadful. There's only 7 of those? Wow.
Well, there's 7 dreadful ones.
Oh, but there's some that aren't so dreadful?
I suppose, and you could say that.
And when you're hunting the dreadful ones specifically?
You know what? I'm not 100% sure, so.
So it's in between. How about this? I'll give you the dreadful hunt price, just in case, and if it comes out to be not so dreadful, I might give you a discount after the deed is done.
Okay.
Yep. We got more caught. We need to fill it. Y'all want to go hunting some more before we head back?
Sure.
Hey, you there, Mr. Slacks and suit and tie. Come and help me with your... Come and help me get this thing up on the cot. You too, little three-toed man. And what's with your red friend? Are you on fire, son? And he's looking at Kai. He comes over and like he puts out his cigar in the dirt, and then he puts the cigar butt or the tip of it on Kai's skin, and I believe it lights. Am I wrong?
Yeah, it lights.
Yeah. My God, you are like a gift from the heavens. A lighter whenever I need one. Well, are you working for these folk? How much they paying you for your contract? I'll buy it out right now. You come on every hunt with me as long as you can dim yourself or whatever when we're hunting at night. I cannot tell you how many times I have lost my lighter, been unable to smoke in a moment of relaxation. Nothing else gives me a headache more than that, let me tell you.
We'll definitely work something out.
Beautiful. I love when things all just start making sense and coming together. And he starts snapping his fingers. But we gotta start hitting the road. The longer this creature's out here dead, something might start to smell the decay. Come out looking for a free meal. And that free meal's not gonna be too free, but depending on what picks up the scent, and I'll tell you, there's some creatures out there that really love Nagakuga meat. We might be in more trouble than we started. So, how about heaving a hoe, shall we?
Very well.
All right. I'll get this side, you all get that side, and you get the tail. And he points to Kai. Be careful, don't cut yourself now. Them tail spikes is as sharp as any razor blade you've ever seen.
Noted.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and start over.
All right, on 3, 2, 1, lift. And he starts to hold up his side, and unless you guys say otherwise, you guys help and you heave it onto the cart. By golly, now that is some fine work, fine craftsmanship, this here cot. Can you believe it can hold this type of beast without even creaking? The Hunting Commission has been doing really good on their research for cots and such. Anyway, let us go ahead and head back. Here, you grab this pot, and he hands you a rope, Thorpe, and he takes the other one, puts it over his shoulder. We'll have to move in tandem now. That way we'd carry the load equally. And we'll take turns now. It's only 6 miles, I think, until the settlement, maybe 5. Plus, we got a nice hill. We could ride it like down ways.
Very well. I put the rope over my shoulder.
And let's go. And you guys start to haul the cart off, heading towards the direction that you are already headed. And that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Woo! Woo!
All right, solid work. Y'all fuck that thing up. That hold monster spell is deadly. Especially with Hex.
Yeah. The hex.
Nice.
I think it's funny that you killed yourself.
Oh. There's always a hunter hunting.
God damn it.
But yeah, let me go in my stream.
I mean,
I'll be
like, you're the one that did the hold monster that absolutely destroyed it.
Right.
Yeah.
You mean Whitlock?
No. Lloyd.
Oh.
That did the
We didn't know Lloyd had that spell.
Yeah, true. That was one of
And we
his
wouldn't have
ones.
known. Yeah.
Hey man, you know Jeff is hella secretive with whatever he can do.
Yeah, that's true. And I like, I love that I brought in an NPC to finally reveal some of his backstory. And it's the same backstory that he's had for fucking almost 4 years. And no one's known anything about it. Jeffrey, if you're listening to me, quit that shit. I'm just joking. Secrets are fun, but like it gets I wouldn't say it gets a little stale when you try to hold the same secret for so long. But
yeah.
Wait, is that why he's been playing the same guy the whole time?
not. I don't think it has to do with the backstory. It's the build that he wants to do. There's some spell combo that he's going for that he just wants to do it, and
He's committing to the long haul to try and do it at least once.
Yeah, I remember when the last campaign ended, the one that Gerald and Kirsten were a part of, and he was like, I've been trying for 3 years to do this one thing, and I just can't get there. I was like, bro, we can...
doing, and it's not even that good.
And, we'll find out. Or he'll find out, I guess. But I'll be right back. I'm going to end the stream, so... All right. They did it. The party whooped ass. They defeated the Nargacuga. For those of you that may be just joining, this little island that the party is on, the island is literally Monster Hunter. They are on Monster Hunter Island. They got the Ancient Forest. They got the Wildspire Waste. They got the Coral Highlands, and they got the Rotten Vale. And then Elder's Recess is essentially going to be in the volcano, but I don't think they'll be staying long enough to do that. We'll see. Who knows what they're going to do. Maybe they'll fall in love with this and be like, you know what, forget everything else. Let's just do Monster Hunter campaign. There's a gentleman on Reddit that made a compendium, or a monster manual essentially, of all the stuff from Monster Hunter World, and like I've been wanting to run a lot of these creatures for so long, and this is my perfect way of doing it, is literally making Monster Hunter a section in the world. So we're trying it out, you know. It's a nice little break, something like, especially because it's such a roleplay heavy group, they don't usually tend to get into combat scenarios so much. And this is going to put more of a sort of survival twist on the game. Because the settlement is really the only place that they can go to get supplies. And because it's a settlement, it's not going to have much. So hopefully you enjoyed their utter domination of the Nargacuga. Thanks to Lloyd's 5th level spells. And the fact that I was like, oh, might as well. I would do it as a wizard. I would just hold monster and try to have my allies beat the shit out of it. But so tomorrow I'll probably do a DM Diaries, and then after that we're actually going to be offline for the next 2 weeks. Next week I'll be going out of town to visit family, and I'll be out of town until the following week, so taking a little hiatus. I might make random videos or something like that while I'm gone, but I doubt it. We'll see. But anyway, thanks for coming out. Hope you enjoyed yourself. And until we see you next time, peace.